Podcast with your host, P. Dallas. Welcome to the Peace and Music Podcast. I'm your host, P. Dallas, and with me today, I've got a rapper, Will Frank. How you doing today?
How's it going, man? How's it going?
How's it going? I'm doing good. Thanks for being on the podcast. Appreciate it. What's been new with you?
Oh, man, really everything's been new. I feel like I kind of lost touch with the music for a little bit, but came back and trying to snap out pretty hard, you know.
Yeah, so what kind of new projects you got going on?
Right now I'm working on my 7th full-length album. It's called Note to Self, I Miss You. It's kind of, I mean, the whole idea of the album is to kind of show how much I've changed since I started making music and how I kind of got lost in it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's completely turned me into a completely different person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing what you dream of that you'll be and what you become. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about this contest you got going on.
Oh yeah. I don't know what was going on. I had this weird thing. I was thinking about how I could, find somebody, really, really good out there to rap with.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about throwing a contest and trying to figure out how I could get people to go to it. So I went ahead and I tossed up $1,000 cash for anybody that sends me a 2-minute video of them rapping a cappella, just dropping a 16, and then I post it on the wall. Whatever video gets the most likes, I give them $1,000. We do a song, and then we're gonna do a video for it too.
Nice. So, do you have any favorites so far?
Oh yeah. I got about 5 on there that I'm for sure gonna collaborate, regardless if they win or not.
Yeah.
But we've had some really, really good submissions. A lot of talent. We're in 25 different states, and a couple submissions from Canada, and it's spreading pretty nicely. It's pretty cool. We've reached, like, since the contest started, we've reached almost 200,000 people and generated almost like 90,000 video views.
Wow.
So
cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of interaction. There's a lot of people being driven to it and checking it out. It's a great promotion for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody that gets in on it. They're hitting me up saying their SoundCloud views are going up, the YouTube views are going up.
Cross
they're meeting a lot of people.
Networking, man, it's all about it.
Yeah, it's really nice, and I wanted to make it easy for everybody to get into it. That's why, you don't need a studio, you don't need anything high quality, you don't need a special video camera. You just pick up you just pick up your cell phone and record yourself rapping, and that's awesome. It. And send it to me.
Is there a few people who have a good amount of likes on? How are you? Rating it? How are you judging it?
I'm judging it on the likes, and a lot of people were a little upset about that at first because they were like, "Oh, well, if you're just popular, and have a bunch of friends, you're gonna get all these likes."
Yeah.
And I did think about that, but also I made the contest very long. It was a 6-week contest, and I kind of felt like all the popular votes, would kind of run out of resources, towards the end of this contest, and the last couple weeks will be just voting on who really is, the best submission on there.
Nice.
And I just thought that was easier. And another thing is, like, I don't really like judging people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't like doing that because I feel everyone should just do their art and, regardless of how good it is or how bad it is or whatever. I think you should always just do your art. So I feel terrible when people like judging someone else's music, you know, because that's just them. That's their expression of themselves, and it's not.
So who are you to say that it's good or bad?
Yeah, that's the way. Like, I have people hit me up all the time and say, "Man, what do you think of this? Like, you know, is this good or that or that?"
That's
and
one thing to give.
I can't say that. I can't say that. I don't even like giving constructive criticism, just because, you know, I feel like you should just be yourself and just rip it. I mean, if if you mess up a little bit, like, who cares? Be natural with it.
Yeah, that's cool. So you said you have you're on your 7th album. How long have you actually been doing music?
I started making music when I was 21.
21.
Yeah, I'm
nice.
28 now.
So you rap, obviously. Do you produce? Do you make beats?
Yes, yeah. All my albums, besides like even the remixes, I pretty much tweaked the beat and changed it all up myself. But everything that you hear from me, besides like features and stuff, you know, I make all the music. Okay. I play keys and guitar and.
How many instruments do you play?
Just keys and guitar.
Oh, okay.
And then, I mean, you know, I get on the beat machine and do all kinds of stuff.
Cool. And you work with a few other people?
Yeah. I am 1/3 of Family Entertainment, which is it's basically an alliance, you know, between 3 guys. We all make our own music. We're also artists, and we make music together here and there, and you know, we just help support each other. It's kind of just a ring of support between us, and that's Cortez and A-Lane. Shout out, guys.
Nice.
And yeah.
How did you actually get into music?
Well, right after high school, I've always wrote lyrics. Mm-hmm. You know, even way back when I was in like junior high, they put out a 8th grade newspaper thing, and you know, it had the voted most likely to be's. I got voted most likely to be a famous rapper.
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna be the cover of an album. But
that's pretty cool.
But the reason why they said that was because, remember, everyone used to use AIM? Yeah. And I used to write raps in there all the time in my info.
Oh, yeah.
And people would check them out and read them or whatever, even when I was a little kid.
Huh.
But through high school, I really got into sports. And then after high school, I got in a bunch of trouble. And I was kind of just like, I just kept messing up, getting in a ton of trouble for a few years. And it ended up having to throw me, you know, I had to do a little jail stay, you know, 3-month jail stay from some trouble that I had. And during that 3 months, all I did was write. Like, that's just all I did. And then the very day that I got out, my girlfriend at the time picked me up, and I told her to take me straight to Guitar Center. And I went and bought a guitar, and I was on you know, some pretty hardcore probation for like 3 years, and I also didn't drink nothing, I didn't party, nothing like that. So all I did was sit around and teach myself how to play guitar and how to make music, and then I started a band, and it was like a punk rock type band. Okay. And I had a punk rock type band for about 3 years. And see, we had one song where the verses were rapped and the choruses were sung. Okay. And after shows all the time, people kept coming up to me and saying, like, dude, you should just like rap. Yeah. You should just keep rapping. Like, all your guys' songs should be like rap rock songs. And I started thinking about it more and more and more, and then I, you know, started getting into the producing side of it and stuff, and making my own beats and making some more hip hop style stuff, and I just started going full go rap.
So do you still make music with those guys?
You know what? From time to time, I'll get together with a few of them, and we'll do something funny. You know, like me and my guitarist got together not too long ago, and we did a hip hop remix of Joker.
Steve Miller, right?
Yeah. Nice. And that was really cool. And you know, we just get together and screw around sometimes, and we always go to each other's shows, because now they're in like a more of a cover band type thing called Wasted Words. Okay. And they go do shows all the time, so I'll go see them do a show. You know, they always come out to my shows. And
nice. What do you have any advice for upcoming rappers?
Yeah. I think that I would have been a lot less miserable when I first was trying to rap, if I just accepted and knew that, like, you know, very close friends and family aren't really gonna support you. You know, it's just the truth in things. You know?
A few of them might jump in and help in the
beginning,
they might, but eventually that diminishes, like that, and you got to have your real
you know, you shouldn't expect any of your close friends or family to like your music. Your biggest fans will come from someone that lives in a different state. You know, someone that has no idea who you are, because they're listening to your music, not, you know, from knowing you personally, but just for the music. Yeah. And that's what I've realized. You know, my biggest fans and people that really you know, have been showing support for a long time, or ones that had no idea who I was.
Yeah. It's like they see you from the beginning. When they meet you, you are a musician.
Yeah.
For these other people, they know you as Will Frank,
yeah,
and they know you as the mess up and
yeah,
this
that's
and that.
Will that was like this. You know, that's Will that was like
yeah,
that.
Exactly.
This is Will that was that little kid that did this and that.
Yeah,
you know?
so it's hard for them
they
to
look
accept.
at everything in a much different.
Yeah, that
sense.
you're doing something on this bigger level. It's hard. Yeah.
And I think a lot of my music is personal. Like, you know, there's a lot of songs once you dig into my albums. You know, most of my stuff that I put out there randomly. Right now, it's just to show like skill and stuff like that. But most of my albums, you know, they get really personal and stuff. And I think maybe my family doesn't really like some of the personal stuff being thrown out there so much. But
yeah, I could.
You know, but the way that I look at it is, someone like, for an example, Howard Stern, somebody that blew up on the radio or whatever. He said that he finally started blowing up when he woke up one day and just decided that he was just going to say whatever he wanted to say and whenever he wanted to say it.
Be true to yourself and real and just let it all out.
Just let it all out.
And don't care, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
so
people do enjoy that personal aspect, I think, of an artist to see, oh, this is a real person. Well, people that don't know you. You know, obviously the people that know you don't want you putting their business out. You know?
Right. Exactly. But
yeah, I get that.
But that's kind of how I felt with it, though, was when I saw that movie Private Parts, even from a long time ago before I was even doing music, I kind of took that to heart. Like, you know, things started taking off for him when he just said, screw it. Like, I don't care what people think. I'm just going to say whatever I want to say. And just be true to how I feel.
Yeah, nice. Are there any artists that you are rocking with right now? Anyone that you, any influences that you want to talk about?
Man, for me, it's like always changing. You know, early on when I first started listening to rap, you know, I was always listening to DMX, Jay-Z, Eminem, pretty much guys like that. And then now, like, everything is like totally different. Like, I'm super into Futuristic. I think he is just smashing everything that he touches right now, and I listen to him a lot right now. And then and then I'll switch it up when I want to start getting some inspiration for, like, you know, life type stuff. I'll listen to Macklemore. I think he's freaking killing it right now on the writing side of things, telling stories and all that. And but yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into the PeaceSum podcast. Thank you for being on. You have a little bit of performance prepared for us, or something that you are going to share, right?
Yeah, sure. I was going to spit a 16 for you.
You're going to spit a 16? Okay, cool. So, this is Will Frank. This has been Season 2, Episode 3. Thanks, and check them out.
Alright. Since not too many people know me, I figured I'd kick this rap off like this. And give myself the proper introduction and throw my name into the consumption of music, a lyrical infatuation. You better keep it, cause there's no capture when I'm rapping. And throwing myself onto the ocean. Hoping my phone will reel in a harm me following. Just freaking listen and see my vision. Make sure you're not missing the point. Cause right now there is a void in this music business, and I made the choice to smoke these jokers that annoy. And treat this game like a toy. And get out home and simps it out like doy. Cause I am coming up to cluster the shit out of every syllable that steps up. So get your hunger up and get your freaking hands up. I'm sure there's nothing more that you hate to hear me spit these words at a rate faster than you can compensate. A lot of rappers think they hot, but they ain't. I'm hotter than a fresh pot of coffee and y'all ice cream cakes. Yo, signing off, Will Frank.